Today I'm really going to talk about topping. Topping is different than all-purpose. This is our all-purpose. Remember, it came in buckets and it was white mud, and we used it to put the tape on, to tape the angles, to tape the seams. That's what we use the all-purpose for. There's a couple of different types of all-purpose that are out there. I don't know if I have another bucket around here or not that has the other type on it. I'm not seeing it right now, but I'll find it. Now, you don't want to top with all-purpose. Even though it says all-purpose, you can. This is an all-purpose compound. You can tape with it, top with it, skim with it, but it's really difficult to sand. If you hit a chunk of it on the wall and you go to scrape it off, you're going to take the face paper off the wall. Never a good idea to take the face paper off of drywall. It just creates damage. Matter of fact, if you're peeling wallpaper and you take too much of the face paper off the wall, you're better off to just re-drywall it. Because to try to fix that, it's going to be really, really difficult. So now what I like to do is I like to top with +3. This is red because this is a pigmented or a tinted +3. I like the tinted stuff. They make a white compound. It's in a blue and white. It's just a blue and white box. I don't care for that so much because I get snow blind. And if I'm trying to see imperfections in a wall and it's not tinted, I have a little tiny hole right there that I can spot across the room. But if this is all white, sometimes I have to walk up and touch the wall so I can focus in. I'm getting old. So I like the tinted. Again, you always have to thin it down. You are never going to pick that stuff up and use it the way it is. It's too thick the way it is. Potato masher. Now, I started using one of these in Arizona when I moved to Arizona because it didn't have power. Everything I mixed was with one of these. So, I wanted to see what I had in this mud. So, I've got a few things in this mud. So, isn't that neat? I saw a guy show up with one of these. It was solid stainless steel. He got it from, give me a minute, Taco Bell. It's what they used to mix the meat with. So it was a solid stainless steel potato masher, and it was used for mixing the meat. Now this one here actually feels really good for a skim coat corned beef. And we're going to be skim coating the corned beef. It's too heavy for skimming the seams because it's not going to pump through a pump very easily. But this is good hand mud for skim coating. It'll be great for corner beads, cross-offs, no. Angles, no. But corner beads, yes. If I'm going to do screws, if I'm going to do cross-offs, if I'm going to coat seams, do angles or anything else, I'm going to thin this down a lot more than it is right now. But actually, that feels really good for skim coat corner beads. So I'm going to leave this one alone. Again, it's +3, and the reason they call it +3 is because you can tape with it, top with it, and skim with it. All three things. Sands easy, gives a good finish. They make other brands. Gold Bond has their lightweight. If you look at it closely, let's not look at the Mexican side, let's look at the American side. One side is written in Mexican or Spanish, you know what? Both sides are. Lightweight. It's a lightweight, all-purpose, ready-mixed compound. So it's good stuff. It's what I really like. Before they came out with this, all of my topping came in bags, and I had to mix it myself. And I would always mix it up the day before just to make sure it was nice and creamy the day I was going to be using it. You had to pretty much 3-coat everything because it shrunk up so much. This stuff shrinks up less than the DRYWALL that I was talking about earlier, the stuff that sets up in 90 minutes or 5 minutes. This shrinks up less than that. So you really have to be careful on how much mud you put on Otherwise, you're going to crown these seams. You want to put thin layers, and if you're a novice at it, a few thin layers. Better to do a few thin layers than one thick layer and try to sand it off. That's brutal. That's all I got. Hey, I want to thank you for watching. I hope it's educational. I hope you've learned something. So if you really like what you see, please subscribe.